President Donald J. Trump there as the special counsel investigation into the documents continues there. And it looks like it's getting closer to a possible grand jury indictment. That's where we bring in Fox's Griff Jenkins here with the latest on this. Griff, this is could be another big blow for Donald Trump.
Well, it could, Mike. Good morning. And by the way, the air here in D.C. a little bit foggy as well. Not quite like you were showing in New York, but we are dealing with pretty big legal news indeed. Fox News confirming that the special counsel has notified Trump that he is the target of the special counsel's criminal investigation into the handling of classified documents. And Mike, this notification that Trump is a target is fairly routine as part of criminal investigations. It's done at the discretion of prosecutors, and of course, in this case, it's special counsel Jack Smith. But there is a lot we don't yet know. And what Fox News is learning and confirming is that this notification that Trump was a target came days ago, and that sources close to investigations say they believe Smith may be close to deciding whether or not to bring charges and to file an indictment. And it comes after, remember, Trump's legal team met privately on Monday with Smith's counsel and his team at the Justice Department. Unclear exactly what transpired in that meeting. Now, what we were watching at this moment is a possible decision any moment now from the federal grand jury Smith impaneled here in Washington, D.C. Now, we've learned Smith also impaneled a second federal grand jury in the documents case in Miami. They're probing if any crimes, such as obstruction of justice, may have been committed in Florida. You may recall that raid at Mar-a-Lago 10 months ago that produced classified documents. Yesterday, they heard testimony from an individual named Taylor Budowich. He's a former Trump spokesman. We learned that he took to Twitter saying he answered all his questions honestly. Now, Trump has been reacting to all of this on his Truth Social, saying, "No one told me," quote, "he was being indicted, and I shouldn't be because I've done nothing wrong." However, he didn't mention in that post that he was notified he was the target. We should also, just to add to the whole big picture here, it comes, Mike, as a separate special counsel is investigating President Biden's alleged past mishandling of classified information after documents from his time as vice president were discovered at his home in Wilmington, Delaware, and his Penn Center office here in Washington. But right now, it is all eyes on this grand jury here in D.C. Our sources know that the jurors were seen arriving a little after 9 a.m. today going into court. And that's all we've got. Now we wait and see. But as you mentioned in the open there, legal scholars very much believe that this notification of Trump being a target would likely then be followed by an actual indictment. It's also unclear, to not further complicate it, but just to point out, with the two grand juries both looking into the documents case, it is possible that Smith could choose to try and bring charges in both Washington, D.C. and in Florida, either, both, or neither. Mike?
Yeah, it's truly fascinating there, the legal ramifications there for Trump, as he is a top contender in the Republican Party. The polls have him leading far and away there. And Griff, if another indictment comes, this time from the federal level, what are the thinking of him maintaining that poll lead? We saw that at the last time he got indictment there in New York City. It really, if anything, it helped him and really energized his base.
Well, you really put your finger on an important point, Mike, and that is, so that our viewers understand, there's really two tracks to this. The actual legal track, as we just talked about, and then the political track, and what does it do? And when Alvin Bragg, the New York DA, indicted former President Trump on the hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, the adult film actress, that only increased his poll standings, and now he is a declared candidate for the GOP nomination. There is no doubt in my mind, and this is based on my experience covering these things, that if indeed Jack Smith on the federal level indicts Trump for anything, he will use that, Trump that is, for his political advantage, to say that they're just out to get him. We also know that already on the Trump social social media platform that he uses, he's out there saying that things are already a witch hunt, saying that he's a target of the weaponized DOJ and FBI. So you can clearly see the path that would come politically with President Trump playing the victim and trying to use it to further embolden his lead in the polls, which are double digit over the next second closest, which is Ron DeSantis, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. But we don't know what the impact would be with voters, particularly as they go to states like Iowa and New Hampshire as we get closer to caucuses and primaries.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating there leading up to 2024 and on the debate stage coming up there in August. We appreciate it, Griff Jenkins, as always, breaking down this big story that we're following here with Donald Trump. Always great, Griff.
Thanks, Mike. Great to see you.
You too. And, of course, we'll continue to follow this for you all right here on Live Now from Fox. We are going to take